Now let us talk about one more entry which is covered under reverse charge mechanism. So here we are going to talk about a service called as legal service. Alright, now who can provide legal service? If you look at the entry, they say the legal service can be provided by either individual advocate, or it could be provided by senior advocate, who again is an individual advocate, or a firm of advocates. So a legal service, so if I have to write it in a simple word, then who can provide legal services? It can be provided either by an individual advocate, or it could be provided by a senior advocate, or it could be provided by firm of advocates. Alright, let us say there is a partnership firm of advocates who is providing what? They are providing, all of these are providing a service called as what? A legal service. To whom? If they are providing to a business entity. If they are providing service to a business entity, then who is liable to pay tax? So they are saying the business entity is liable to pay tax. Well, let us try to decode one after the other. So first, who is an individual advocate? Individual advocate is a single person who is practicing law. So he is an individual advocate. Senior advocate is an individual advocate who by his experience has attained a status called a senior advocate. If you look at it, there is no particular difference between individual advocate and senior advocate, and at CA level, at inter level, you don't have to know the difference between these two. Next is firm of advocates. Firm of advocate means, let's say there is a lawyer called as Mr. A, then there is one more lawyer called as Mr. B. They both come together and form one partnership firm. We call it as firm of advocates. So if this individual advocate or a senior advocate or firm of advocate is providing legal services to business entity, then the business entity is liable to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. Now comes the question, sir, what do you mean by legal services? Legal services means any service provided in relation to an advice, consultancy, or assistance in any branch of law in any manner, and includes representational service before any court, tribunal, or authority. That is what the definition says. But in simple word, legal service means if the lawyers give you an advice, then it is legal service. If they go and fight for you in the court, we call it as representational service. Even that is legal services. So all that you have to understand is if lawyer is doing anything, that is legal service. Okay, at your inter level, if lawyer is providing any service, whether it is advice, consultation, or representational service, then it is a legal service. And if they are providing this service to a business entity, then business entity is supposed to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. Okay, so now let us quickly look at some of the questions, and you should be able to answer the questions. So now let us say, now we are going to talk about legal service aspect. So serial number 1. So here first thing is I want to write down who is the provider of service, and I also want to write down who is the recipient of the service. Okay, and I want to write what is the nature of service. So now let us say first, provider of service is an individual advocate. Now who is the recipient? Let us say the recipient is ABC company. Okay, so it is a ABC company, which is a body corporate who is receiving the service. So what is the nature of the service? Let us say it is legal service. The nature of the service is it is legal service. So now who is liable to pay tax? So the question is whether RCM is applicable or not. Here RCM is applicable. So if I say RCM is applicable, who will go and pay the tax? Who has to pay tax? Liability. Who has to pay tax? The answer is ABC company has to pay tax directly to the government. So that is the first aspect. Now let us ask me the second question. Second question is provider of service is individual advocate. Okay, so here is individual advocate, and he is providing service not to a company, but he is providing service to an individual. Okay, let us say he is providing service to Mr. X, and it is also legal service. It is definitely a legal service. But Mr. X, let us say he is handling some divorce case. So in this situation, whether RCM is applicable. So for RCM to apply, the three things has to be satisfied. One is the provider should be either individual advocate, senior advocate, or firm of advocates. Then there has to be legal service. Then the recipient has to be a business entity. When all the three are satisfied, then RCM is applicable. So in this situation, whether service provider is advocate, answer is yes. Whether the service is legal service, answer is yes. But whether the recipient is business entity, answer is no. If the answer is no, then RCM is not applicable. Sir, what do you mean by RCM is not applicable? Then in such situation, who is liable to pay tax? So if tax is payable, then the advocate has to pay the tax. I repeat the word, if tax is payable, then advocate has to pay the tax. But in reality, if advocate is giving you any service, then if RCM is not applicable, then such services are exempt. About it we are going to study more in the 4th chapter, that is whenever we are going to discuss about exemption. But as of now, let us only stick to RCM portion. So if individual advocate is providing service to Mr. X, though it is a legal service, Mr. X not being a not being a business entity, RCM is not applicable. Now let us talk about one more scenario. Say there is a chartered accountant who is providing service to ABC company, and it is legal service, some consultancy what chartered accountant is giving to this particular client. So whether RCM is applicable? So who is the service provider here? The CA is the service provider, not the lawyer. So this particular RCM entry is applicable only for a lawyer and not for the chartered accountant. So here RCM is not applicable. Then what does it mean? Whenever the chartered accountant is giving bill to this ABC company, the CA only has to collect the GST from ABC company and then he has to remit it to the government. So it is a perfect case under forward charge mechanism. Alright, so now let us see the 4th example. Now let us say there is a senior advocate. Who gave to XYZ company, he is giving some consultancy service. So in this situation, whether service is provided by an advocate, yes, it is senior advocate who is providing service. Whether the recipient is business entity, I'd say yes, it is a company being a business entity. Then is consultancy service is a part of legal service? Answer is yes. So legal service includes what? Legal service we discussed. It includes advisors, it includes consultancy services, it includes representational services, anything and everything it includes. So it is a legal service. So hence RCM is applicable. So who has to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism? It is XYZ company who has to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. So this is the discussion as far as legal service is concerned when it is provided by advocates, senior advocates, and it is provided by firm of advocates. I hope you are clear with this particular aspect. Now let us talk about one more entry here only, that is arbitral tribunal. Alright, so we are going to talk about something called as arbitral tribunal. Now, who is an arbitral tribunal? This is the first thing that we need to understand. Now let us say that there are two partners, Mr. A and Mr. B come together and they form a partnership. When they form a partnership, they have entered into one partnership deed. Okay, so this is the document, this is an agreement in which Mr. A and Mr. B agree to carry on the partnership business in certain way. So in that partnership deed, they have also written one particular clause. In that one particular clause, let us say they write, in case any future disputes arise. So in case any future disputes arise, that means if in case Mr. A and Mr. B enters into a disagreement in the future date, then how do they want to solve it? The option number one, what they have is they can directly go to a court. They can go to court, spend all the money they have and wait till they die, till they get a judgment in their favor. So you know that whenever the case goes to the court, then it will go to, let us say, some lower level of court, then high court, then Supreme Court. They have to wait for all the years. Rather than that, Mr. A and Mr. B, they say, look, we need to run business, so we cannot go on spending years together running behind a judgment in the court. So instead of going to court, we will hire a person, or we will appoint a person whom we are going to call it as arbitrator. So arbitrator is nothing but, in olden days, in olden movies, do you remember there used to be somebody like Sarpanch who would sit in a village and who would hear both the parties and give a judgment. Same way, this arbitrator would hear both the parties and who would decide who is right and who is wrong. So if in the partnership deed, if they clearly say rather than going to court, let us go to Mr. X as an arbitrator, then whenever there is a disagreement, they would go to this particular person and then they would say, look, these are the things what have happened and we need judgment, and that guy would give judgment within a week of time. So by this way they can save a lot of time. So now what is happening? There is this arbitrator who is providing service to the business entity. So they are saying whenever the service is provided by either by an arbitrator or by an arbitral tribunal. So what is arbitral tribunal? Arbitral tribunal means instead of one person, if you are taking such service, let us say instead of going to one person, you are going for 2-3 people, you have appointed 2-3 people, you call them as arbitral tribunal. So if they are going to give you service, then they are not going to do it for free. They are not going to do it for free. They will charge some amount of money from you. So now let us say there is a partnership by Mr. A and B, let me call it as AB and Co, and there is a dispute and then they go to some arbitral tribunal. So they will go to arbitral tribunal and arbitral tribunal will decide their case. At the same time they will also say, well, for the service we have rendered, you need to pay 5 lakh rupees as our fees. Now AB and company will pay 5 lakh rupees to this arbitral tribunal. At the same time, GST on this has to be paid by AB and company, because they are the recipient of the service. Who is providing the service? The arbitral tribunal is providing the service. Who is receiving the service? AB and company is receiving the service. They being the business entity, they need to pay GST under reverse charge mechanism. So I hope the both entries are clear to you. The first entry we studied about the lawyers, and the second entry we are going to study about arbitral tribunal who have provided service to the business entity, and in such situation the business entity is supposed to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. A simple thing. Even in examination also question will be very straightforward, very straightforward, and you are supposed to answer this.